being that dirty right now.
Wesley Taquan Lewis, aka Hotboy Wes, Waco, Texas, born 1996. Here we go again, another one of Gucci Mane's artists being sentenced to a lengthy prison time. About a day ago, it was Hotboy Wes. The judge gave him 15 years in prison, saying such actions have consequences. Those consequences were realized today with the sentences imposed. The state will continue in its commitment to stand up for abused women and victims of crimes. The actions Judge Christie Hunting-Hoare speak of include Wes attempting to run the mother of his children off the road with his vehicle, all while there were kids in both his and the victims. For this, he incurred charges of assault, family violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and endangering children. On top of that, charges of robbery, criminal mischief of more than $2,500, and theft from a person, stemming all the way back to 2021, the year he was signed to Gucci Mane and the year you would think his life would change for the better. The state, because he had a prior 7-year prison sentence back in 2013 for organized criminal activity and admitting it, ordered Wes to at least spend 7.5 years in prison this time before he can maybe be released on parole. That's more than 14 years of his life taken away from him in total, locked in a cell with other inmates, some with nothing to look forward to, and others who may resent the opportunities Hotboy Wes had and may not take kindly to him returning to prison to boast about his experience on top of the world. And on top is how Wes had to feel the day Gucci Mane walked into the studio, gave him his 1017 chain, and made the deal official. I still remember when it was posted to the internet around a slew of Gucci Mane signees he had done similar with. Gucci was adamant on building the biggest street label in the game and at least was willing to spend the money and give these young rappers opportunity to spread their wings and grow into something special, receiving what most men in and from their environment don't get, a chance to really live life outside the few blocks they patrol all day while making no money from them, legally. It's a never-ending cycle fueled by eating itself to survive. On one side, the street image is popular right now, and many fans want to see their street rappers really live what they rap about, which is nothing but self-destruction. Thing is, when you do that, there's a great risk being sent to prison and losing the opportunity you were given to make something different of your life, or worse, dying to prove yourself to the fans who move on from you anyway. You won't gain if you don't, lose even more if you do, is a street rapper's plight, and in Hotboy Wes' case, he lost big time in the end. In 7 years, he'll be in his 30s, out of touch from where music will be at the time, likely still trying to make it in rap, but likely still physically in the same hood environment and mentality that got him there in the first place, and the cycle continues. He should be somewhere turning the Gucci Mane investment and stamp into something really special. Instead, for these reasons, his growth is being stunted. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Hotboy Wes is a rapper from Waco, Texas that began like most artists that become popular at a young age. Around 16 years old, he was arrested and sentenced to 7 years in prison for admitting to organized criminal gang activity, taking away 7 years of his young life already to either a cell or probation. In 2019, he released his Never Had mixtape, including the song I Can't that gave him street buzz and got him on the radar of Gucci Mane. In 2021, during the pandemic, Gucci decided not to sit back like everyone else, but to go out and build his label. He credits the pandemic for helping him get started. In April that year, Gucci showed up to the studio to meet Wes and sign him to the label, placing a diamond-encrusted chain around his neck as Wes smiled ear to ear and rapped his lyrics to one of his songs. A happy time that by a few years later was all over. Stunt number 1, Doomed from the Start. If you take everything into consideration when it comes to the life and even professional career of Hotboy Wes, it felt he's been fighting an uphill battle from the start all around him. The thing about street rap and building a street rap label, especially headed by a guy like Gucci Mane, is he's probably going after artists with real street credibility who more than likely really rap what they live. In that case, there will always be the element of said rapper getting into it with the law and doing time behind his behavior. A behavior he's all too familiar with due to his upbringing, encouraged to promote by the fans that love his music for street authenticity and makes money off all the ignorance, like carrying guns to protect yourself and look cool in videos, when you as the artist should always have someone carrying for you. And never learning the art of towing the line between being real and being a professional. Once you decide to take rap seriously as a career, there must be an understanding that rapping has an expiration date in general, street rap even shorter than that. In that time, both feet must be fully into your business while keeping your street cred and feeling that connects to street individuals. It's a tough task, but can be done. Example, 50 Cent, one of my favorite artists of all time simply because he understands that exact idea. 50 Cent did all his dirt before he became rich and famous and knew how to rap and act on the stories of the past that stayed in the past. He showed street rappers you can become industry without losing respect in the streets. He became so many things in his professional life, it's almost easier to name what he doesn't do well. With this example, it's difficult to understand why street rappers don't follow suit. Hotboy Wes is an example of a street guy that couldn't find that separation, and I can't blame him fully. He knew no better. I remember him signing to Gucci Mane for $100,000 and saying by the next week it was all gone. He even justified it, saying he's a young street guy, so there's no way that money would last. After that, I realized two things. He's still young mentally and was never given the guidance he needed to understand how to make that money work for him. Instead, he balled out and portrayed what his environment and fans wanted him to, keeping him stuck mentally.
I had signed for 100K, nigga. I went dead broke, man. 100K ain't no money. I'm a street nigga. Got 5 first-degree felonies, lawyer fees, a car. A nigga ain't never had none. You got, let's say, roughly 30,000 to play with. And you a young nigga ain't never had shit. Man, that money gonna be gone by next week.
Stunt number 2, not capitalizing off his opportunity. Either way, whether you understand your opportunity or not, the world will only remember the results of it. Either you took advantage of it or you didn't. My advice to any rapper that signs to a street label, or any label for that matter, is take that advance and put it away. All of it. Work like you never got signed at all, because nowadays there's so many other ways to make money from your music once you have that stamp of approval that gives you one of the most coveted currencies in the world, influence. Then the possibilities are endless. Once a Gucci Mane signs you, your YouTube goes up, TuneCore, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, shows, walkthroughs, features, and more. If you can't find a way for one of those to support your life as a popular person, then you didn't deserve it at all. It's too easy for you once a Gucci Mane stands by you. Hotboy Wes blew through his advance in a week, then guess what? Had the pressure on his back to make it back, all while not having the cushion to do so through quality studio time and music videos. Also purchasing the right beat and working with the right artist. That advance isn't money you get to keep, it's money you get to go out and make more of the same music, just better quality. If you don't double that at least, then you end up owing the label and the music stops being promoted, leading to you quote falling off and don't know why. Wes began releasing music seldomly and not making the industry connections with other artists to further his popularity, and it began to look lazy and simply not enough to feed the fans. He has one official album that came out in 2019 and the rest singles and mixtapes. Stunt number 3, his latest arrest. Through it all, Hotboy Wes was still a free man. Whether his music crossed over to mainstream or he became a viable artist that lasted over time or not, there's always opportunity to eat as long as you have the influence. His music pages, including YouTube, I'm sure made him enough money to continue pursuing music as a career, and all it would take is the right song or the right connection to other artists for him to produce a hit and continue growing. That was all halted by his latest 2024 sentencing that will almost certainly put him outside his prime in rap music, prime in life in general. No matter how happy the internet looks to see you come home, fans are never loyal to older rappers coming back to the game without great music to back. Hotboy Wes doing at least 7 years without substantial success in music prior to almost certainly means his growth as an artist will never be the same. All in all, the actions of thyself produce the results ye have to live with. He may not have had the guidance to know you can endanger the lives of others like he did, and may have been trapped in a cycle of street rap he became a casualty to, but he had a shot. In the end, like all other fallen rappers, that's all you can ask for. Hopefully he gets a break in his case and can come home to making more music, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.